If you ask someone in the West to picture the Middle East, chances are they'll imagine one single thing: endless deserts, massive oil fields, and a uniform culture where everyone speaks the exact same language and shares the exact same lifestyle. In reality, the Middle East is one of the most diverse places on Earth. It is a region where neighboring countries can speak entirely different language families, follow vastly different traditions, and hold contrasting views on how society should be run. To truly understand who is who, you don't need to memorize dozens of individual borders. You just need to understand 5 key building blocks: Egypt, the cultural and media capital; the Levant, the historic Mediterranean crossroads; the Gulf, the hyper-modern heritage hub; Iran, the Persian giant with ancient roots; Turkey, the bridge between Europe and Asia. Let's start with the country that gave the modern Arab world its voice. Geographically, Egypt sits in North Africa, but culturally and politically, it has long been the beating heart of the Arab world. For over a century, Cairo served as the Hollywood of the Middle East. Egyptian movies, music, and television shows were broadcast into living rooms across the entire region. Because of this massive media footprint, almost everyone in the Arab world understands the Egyptian dialect. It became the unwritten universal language of Arab pop culture. With over 110 million people, Egypt is by far the most populous country in the region. Its identity is anchored by 2 massive forces: the Nile River, which nourished ancient history, and the Suez Canal, a vital shipping lane that makes Egypt a global trade anchor. Egypt is also a crucial diplomatic bridge, home to both a Muslim majority and a substantial Coptic Christian minority, one of the oldest Christian communities in the world. It balances rich faith traditions with major military power. As host of the Arab League headquarters, Egypt often acts as the foundational mediator for the whole region. And to see where those cultural threads cross over into real-world tensions, we just have to look right next door, to the historic Mediterranean crossroads known as the Levant. Moving northeast from Egypt, we enter the Levant, Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Palestine. If Egypt is the voice of the Arab world, the Levant is its ancient crossroads and one of its biggest political fault lines. On the surface, Levantine culture is defined by a shared Mediterranean lifestyle, a warm Arabic dialect, world-famous food, and centuries of trade. But beneath that shared identity lies a delicate religious mosaic of Sunni and Shia Muslims, Christians, Druze, and Jewish heritage. Because foreign powers drew modern borders here in the 20th century, these diverse communities were grouped into fragile political systems. Today, that history makes the Levant a ground zero for regional power struggles. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains a deeply emotional core tension that impacts politics across the entire Arab world. Syria continues to heal and rebuild after years of devastating civil war, remaining a place where foreign powers compete for political influence. Lebanon, once the financial star of the region, faces political and economic crises, with powerful local political movements wielding massive military weight. Meanwhile, Jordan acts as a quiet buffer state, maintaining delicate peace treaties with its neighbors while hosting millions of refugees from surrounding conflicts. While the Levant faces the weight of historical conflicts, just to the south lies a bloc using immense wealth to build a very different future. Heading south into the Arabian Peninsula brings us to the Gulf Cooperation Council, or GCC, a group of 6 monarchies that transformed from quiet desert trading ports into some of the wealthiest, most modern nations on Earth. Culturally, Gulf identity is rooted in deep Bedouin traditions, family tribes, and a distinct Khaliji dialect of Arabic. But the discovery of massive oil and gas reserves in the 20th century changed everything virtually overnight. That oil wealth built hyper-modern cities. It also created a very unique society. In places like Dubai or Qatar, native citizens make up only 10 to 15% of the population. The vast majority of people living there are foreign workers, ranging from international business executives to millions of South Asian and Filipino workers who built the infrastructure. Politically, the Gulf is a major power center. Nations like Saudi Arabia and the UAE are spending trillions to shift away from oil and turn themselves into global hubs for tech, tourism, and business. Meanwhile, Qatar has carved out a unique role as a global diplomatic mediator. For years, the main political rivalry in the region was a Cold War between Saudi Arabia and Iran. But today, the Gulf states are playing a complex balancing act, keeping their security ties with the West, opening new trade channels, and trying to keep peace across the Persian Gulf. And to understand why keeping peace across those waters is so important, we have to cross the sea to a nation that is completely different in language, culture, and power. If there is one country where Western assumptions fall apart completely, it is Iran. The single biggest misconception, that Iran is an Arab country, it is not. The majority of the population is ethnically Persian, and the official language is Farsi. Farsi isn't even related to Arabic, it's an Indo-European language, meaning its linguistic roots are actually closer to English and Spanish than to Arabic. While Persians make up the majority, Iran is also home to large Azeri, Kurdish, and Balak communities, creating a rich, multi-ethnic landscape. Iran's cultural identity goes back over 3,000 years. Long before modern borders existed, the Persian Empire was a global superpower. It was also the birthplace of Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions. This ancient imperial heritage gives Iran an intense sense of national pride. In modern politics, Iran is a Shia-majority nation that often stands in contrast to the Sunni-majority monarchies of the Gulf. Over the last few decades, Tehran built a powerful network of political alliances and regional partners stretching across Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. Combined with its strategic location along the Strait of Hormuz, where a fifth of the world's oil passes, Iran remains a regional heavyweight that shapes the entire neighborhood. Yet, just across Iran's northern border sits another former empire, one that connects the Middle East straight into Europe. Finally, sitting at the northern edge of the region, we find Turkey, a country physically standing in two continents at once. Like Iran, Turkey is another massive exception to the idea that the Middle East is purely Arab. The Turkish language belongs to the Turkic family, with roots originating in Central Asia. The Ottoman Empire. For over 600 years, the Ottomans ruled from Istanbul, governing vast parts of the Middle East, North Africa, and southeastern Europe. The modern republic. After World War I, founder Mustafa Kemal Ataturk transformed the nation into a secular, modern republic, adopting Western legal systems and the Latin alphabet. This history makes Turkey's global position fascinating. Tied to the West, Turkey is a full NATO member, acting as a crucial military bridge between Europe and Asia. Asserting regional power, at the same time, Turkey plays an active, independent role in regional politics, building deep trade networks and stepping in as a mediator in international conflicts. By balancing its European connections with its deep historical roots in the East, Turkey acts as the ultimate bridge of the region. When you step back and look at the Middle East through these 5 blocks, Egypt, the Levant, the Gulf, Iran, and Turkey, the picture becomes much clearer. The region isn't a single uniform landscape. It is a vibrant, complex tapestry of distinct languages, ancient empires, and modern ambitions. Understanding who everyone is just the first step. The next question is, how do all these nations interact politically? Who is aligned with whom, and what power struggles are shaping the region's future? That is exactly what we are breaking down in part 2 of this series, where we'll map out the modern geopolitical alliances, security blocks, and regional rivalries driving the headlines. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to catch part 2 as soon as it drops, make sure to hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and leave a comment letting me know which country's history surprised you the most.